All Dogs Heaven, Judith's Forever Home, a Tribute Story. Chapter 1. Awakening in the golden meadow, the silence was the first thing Judith noticed. Not the heavy silence of fear, not the choking hush of sorrow, but something lighter, softer, like the world itself had taken a gentle breath. She opened her eyes. Above her stretched a sky, painted with strokes of rose and gold. Light poured down like liquid honey, warm against her skin. The grass beneath her fingers was cool and soft, darted with tiny white daisies that swayed in a breeze, carrying the scent of wildflowers. "Mommy," she whispered, her voice trembling. Beside her, Maria stirred. Her eyes fluttered open, confusion first, then awe flooding her face. She squeezed Judith's small hand. "I'm here, babies," but Maria knew. This was not earthy. This was not the home they had left behind in pain. Something about the air, alive with joy, with laughter faint in the distance, told her they had crossed into another world. Then the sound came. Paws. Dozens of them, pattering against the meadow grass. Judith sat up, her eyes wide as she saw shapes bounding across the horizon. Dogs of every size and color racing toward them. Golden retrievers, terriers, collies, and puppies with ears too big for their heads, their tails wagging furiously. They barked, howled with joy, their eyes glowing with welcome. And at the front was a tall German shepherd mix, lean and handsome, with a mischievous grin tugging at his muzzle. He slowed as he neared them, his brown eyes locked on Judith. "Hey, kiddo," he said softly, his voice warm, familiar. Judith's lips parted. She knew that voice. She had spoken with it in another life, a life of screens and microphones. "Charlie," she breathed. "Charlie B." Barkin wagged his tail, bowing playfully. "That's me. Welcome to heaven." Judith's throat tightened, tears filling her eyes. She threw herself forward, wrapping her arms around his neck. For the first time in what felt like forever, she laughed through the tears. Maria pressed a hand to her mouth, whispering, "Thank you. Thank you." Charlie leaned down, his voice gentle in Judith's ear. "You're safe now, kiddo. Nobody's gonna hurt you here." And in that moment she believed him. Chapter 2. The Meadow of Welcomes. The meadow was alive with joy. Dogs circled Judith and her mother, their tails thumping against the grass, their eyes filled with warmth. A tiny beagle pup nipped playfully at Judith's shoe, while a great shaggy sheepdog lowered his head, letting her bury her face in his fur. Maria knelt beside her daughter, overwhelmed by the sight. Laughter echoed, pure and endless. For the first time since she could remember, Judith's smile was unbroken. "Charlie," Judith said softly, looking up at him with wide eyes, "will I ever see you again?" Charlie's grin softened. He lowered his head so their eyes met. Sure you will," he said, his tail giving a single thump. "You know goodbyes aren't forever. We'll meet again, in another world, another time. That's exactly how it works." Judith pressed her cheek against his fur, whispering, "Then I'm not afraid anymore." Charlie's eyes softened. "Neither am I," he thought. Chapter 3. The Rainbow Bridge. Charlie led them onward. Across the meadow, rising like something out of a dream, stretched a bridge woven of pure light. Every color shimmered within its span. Ruby red, sapphire blue, emerald green, gold, and violet, shifting and sparkling as if made from the very soul of the rainbow. "This way," Charlie said, his voice filled with reverence. Judith and Maria stepped onto the bridge. It glowed beneath their feet, humming with warmth. Beneath them flowed a river like liquid crystal, golden fish, leaping from its waters with scales that caught the sunlight like diamonds. Judith gasped, her laughter bubbling up like music. "It's like walking on stars," Charlie grinned. "That's because it is, kiddo. This bridge connects the worlds. Once you've crossed it, you're truly home." Maria tightened her grip on Judith's hand. For the first time, she didn't feel fear of the unknown, only peace. Chapter 4. The city of stars. Beyond the Rainbow Bridge lay a city unlike any Maria or Judith had ever seen. Towers of starlight rose into the sky, their peaks glittering like diamonds. Streets were paved with soft clouds that glowed beneath their steps. Flowers bloomed in every color imaginable, their petals singing softly in the breeze. And everywhere dogs, running, playing, napping under trees of silver leaves. No collars, no cages, no chains. Just freedom. "Here," Charlie said, his voice filled with quiet pride, "nobody gets abandoned. Nobody gets hurt. Every dog, every soul finds their forever home." Judith's eyes shone. "It's perfect." Charlie leaned closer, his tail brushing her hand. "That's because it was made for you, kiddo. For souls like yours." Maria closed her eyes, tears slipping down her cheeks. Finally she whispered, This is the home I wanted for her all along." Chapter 5. A child of heaven. Days passed, though time was different here. Judith laughed more than ever before. She ran with the puppies, her tiny hands reaching for them as they tumbled around her. She braided flowers into their fur, sang to them beneath trees of glowing leaves, and told them stories until they fell asleep in her lap. The older dogs adored her too. Some who had come from lives of hardship found comfort just resting their heads on her knee, soothed by her touch. To them, Judith was not just another soul. She was their eternal little sister, the light they had longed for. And Charlie never left her side. He became her guardian, her protector, her friend. Sometimes he would sit with her on a hill overlooking the glowing city, his tail sweeping against the grass. "Charlie," she asked once, tilting her head, "why me?" "Because, kiddo," he said with a grin, "you've got the kind of heart heaven was made for." Judith learning lessons of love, watching the stars that connect heaven to earth, realizing she will never be hurt again, and Charlie promising to always guard her, even across lifetimes. The final chapter would be Forever Home, where Judith whispers, "Charlie, I'm finally home."